breaks it down into not just from a skill point of view, but different situations or different demographics of the overall workforce that may be in place. So as an example, this is showing you for each group, if you divided it up into, let's say, one group and the other group on each factor level, then are they impacted positively by going remote? What is their engagement level? What is the overall impact to their positive well-being? So there's some quite interesting data. There's a lot of information on this chart, but a couple things that we wanted to point out to you. One of the things is, Devin, you and I were discussing this earlier, the male versus the female piece, the second last piece that you see on the slide there. The positive work effectiveness for male is 79.4%, whereas for female, it's 37%. So it's quite interesting to note those differences. And it would be quite interesting to see how, from a legal standpoint, that risk or that, I guess, the position that that particular demographic is in, how that factors in when some of these legislations, I should say, are created, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I'll jump in really quick before
Yeah.
let go on. Like that would be sort of a, and we know this, it's been in the news a lot. Like that's a red flag in terms of
Hmm.
family status. Why are women who probably historically have had to, and not historically, continue to have the, the burden of what are generally considered domestic chores and things like that, this, uncredited work, which is really work.
Hmm.
Um, why are they responding so much lower than men? And I suspect it's because things haven't changed as much as we would like them to.
Right.
There was a study out previously about academia where male academics have felt that their the submissions of male academics for publishing have gone way up since COVID-19, but for
Hmm.
women, it's gone way down. And
Right.
again, because of these, sort of these, unpaid labor considerations that have really come in and probably are still there and are a real issue.
That's true. And the perceptions with dependence as well, right? Which is the previous category. And this is something else that Devin and I were discussing on this chart earlier. And we have a suspicion that the labels are probably switched on that one. Because I would expect people with dependence to be having 19.8% of the positive work effectiveness because of the extra duties that they now have with the dependents, as
Mhm.
opposed to without dependents who might not be as impacted by it. So that's quite an interesting metric as well. But